Hello, it's Officer Ashwell again with the Central Point Police Department, and it's time for our 15th episode of Traffic Safety First. We're going to go over some information regarding crosswalks today with the help of Chloe as our example pedestrian. Let's go! If you've ever been on a public roadway, you've seen crosswalks before. They are at many intersections in cities and towns with a high enough population to expect regular foot traffic in the area. In Oregon, every intersection is considered a crosswalk, whether it is marked or not. As drivers, we have a law that states drivers must stop and remain stopped for pedestrians on the roadway under a specific set of circumstances. We are going to talk about those here today. The first circumstance where a driver must stop and remain stopped for pedestrians in the roadway is quite simple: if they're crossing the roadway in a crosswalk.
But how do you know if a pedestrian is crossing the roadway?
That's a good question, Chloe. The answer, per the Oregon Revised Statute 811.028, states that when any part or extension of the pedestrian, including but not limited to any part of the pedestrian's body, wheelchair, cane, crutches, or bicycle, moves onto the roadway in a crosswalk with the intent to proceed. And with that definition, we now have the second circumstance where a driver must stop and remain stopped. If a pedestrian is following a traffic control device, such as a crosswalk signal like this. Thirdly, a driver must stop and remain stopped if a pedestrian is in the following locations: the lane in which a driver's vehicle is traveling, a lane adjacent to the lane in which a driver's vehicle is traveling, a lane into which the driver's vehicle is turning, or an adjacent lane into which the driver's vehicle is turning unless there is a traffic control device at that intersection which the pedestrian must follow. And for the last part of the Oregon Revised Statute, we have the most complicated circumstance of them all. If a pedestrian is less than 6 feet from an intersection where they may proceed to walk into said intersection while following a traffic control device, a driver turning into that lane must stop and stay stopped for the pedestrian. Failure to abide by this traffic law could result in the driver receiving a Class B traffic violation citation. But when do you not have to stop and stay stopped if a pedestrian is in a roadway? If there is an island in the roadway and the pedestrian is walking on the other side of the island from where you are driving, or if a pedestrian tunnel or overhead crossing has been provided nearby, neither of which we have here in the city of Central Point. And that's it for this slightly complicated topic of what to do with pedestrians at crosswalks. We'll see you on October 1st for our next episode of Traffic Safety First. Thanks for watching.